Hey everybody, this is Tyler from Third Space TCG right here, giving you guys some new idea, just doing some audio overview of some of the gameplay I had playing Green White Wing. This past week at a locals before a new type event starts up later this weekend, I was on Green White Wing. It's the deck I took a lock on with so far this season once, trying to go for my Dynamies. But this was right after STO9, so I was hoping to play a lot of the new STO9 stuff to get some practice into it, and thankfully 3 of my rounds were into any variation of purple-red or purple-white. So this was going second right here. Decided to keep a hand of Lifrif, Sword, Zawart, Wing Gundam, Peace Million, draw for turn into an Overflowing. Hand's already looking pretty good right here. But nothing to do. I decide to pass. I generally believe with overflowings, I want to wait to draw cards. My hand's already fine enough. It doesn't make sense to burn the resource right here just to be able to draw a card. My opponent drops down a Zaku Warrior. I draw for turn right here. We're going second, so we're already on the ability right here to be able to drop a card down. I go with the Rick Diaz here. I've been doing a lot of testing online, and I found against this one, I want to be able to get some early aggro in against a lot of these new variations of purple-white with the Impulse. You'll see why here in just a moment. So my initial fear for all this is my opponent being able to value me pretty hard and go with the new impulse into swords to kill all my blockers that are low level. So in this case, he goes dual Gundam and a Zaku Warrior. I'm deciding to take shield here. Reason being, he's not at 5 yet. If he wants to get to 5, he'll have to burn a pilot. And I'm going to drop a Zawart down here to make sure that I can defend myself in the instance of a swung out here, so I take the trade right here. I could have gone Lifrif, but I want to make sure that whatever I'm blocking, especially the duel, depending on how he swings, I get rid of. So, opponent goes for turn right here. I overflowing, get rid of a Peace Million. I have one in hand. I keep a Kira. That's really huge because we have Sword in hand, which against these new purple matchups is such a crucial card. You'll see why. My opponent's thinking it over. They tap one resource. They go into a Shin, I believe. They put Shin under duel right here. It's going to get them to 6, which means they'll meet the conditions to breach. They're going to swing into my suspended Rick. I'm going to block that with the Zawart right here. I can't swing active with that card. I can't pressure. So, easy thing. They'll breach. I just lose EX base. He'll take a shield with the Zaku Warrior right there. We burst a Hero Yui. My opponent then goes into the sword right here. So this was really good right here, kind of knowing that since I have that Kira sword, I'm more than willing to let that shield go because I'm going to go for the board clear here. So in this instance right here, drop down sword Kira, swing into the Zaku Warrior. We're going to bounce the sword to hand right here. So that pretty much nullifies the entire pass turn. He takes no damage right here. And I also decide, since I'm in this matchup right here with the possibility of giant killing coming down, I'm debating doing my swing for the turn with Rick Diaz right here, looking at hand. I believe I asked my opponent how many cards in hand, and I pass. I pass here. Reason being, if he goes for 3 to kill the Rick Diaz, that's fine. It would die in a block anyways, but I kind of want to keep that blocker up in case he's able to go Shin again, because since there's so many 2 HP stat lines right here, keeping Sword healthy is pretty important to me. My opponent drops a Minerva down. He's thinking over what to do. Hand's looking relatively healthy right here. We have 2 blocker options, Peace Million and Hero Yui's in hand, so we have quite a bit of cards to be able to play out here. I believe right there I was asking a clarification about promo cards. Yep, just as I thought, he goes Giant Killing right there to take out my unit. So, draw for turn right here. We have Lifrif in hand, so now we have double the Lifrif, double the fun. We're going to swing shield right here, take out the Minerva. Then we're going to go 2 for a Lifriff right here. We're going to go 2 more for, in this instance, we're going to go for the Striker Pack. Striker Pack's going to go play out a sword token right here. This is one of those instances right here with Kira Ale and all that things right here where if they're going to bounce me, they're going to bounce me regardless. They can kill my stuff with giant killing, so I'd rather just make sure that if they don't have something to kill my blocker, I'm taking out whatever unit's swinging into me right here. Especially if they have something like the blocker Blast Impulse right here in this matchup, I want to just be able to take it out on a swing if I have to. If I want to go pivot to a more aggressive play. We keep the Wing in hand. Could have dropped Wing right here, but I have Peace Million in hand with the heroes. I want to make sure that whenever the turn you drop that as a Wing player is, you're clearing something out. Especially since we're so healthy on shield right here, there's really no purpose in dropping the Wing link just yet. My opponent's going to tap 3. Another giant killing right there. Takes out that. It's fine. It's a token. It's eating up a lot of the resources. He'll go there for a sword right here, and he'll link it with Shin. He's going to decide to swing right there. He's swinging at my sword. We're going to block right there. Take it out. Easy. He restands 1. No point in really letting that through right there. Don't need it. It's fine. So right here is one of the possible misplays for game, I believe, that happened during this match. We'll see if I do it. We'll swing the sword. Right there. I'm counting up my resources. I'm going to go play the unlinked Wing right here. Thought being I can get that blocker out to keep protecting sword and have the Wing for next turn. But, unfortunately, right here, there is a moment that is a bit punishing right here. Cards in hand on my opponent's relatively low, and they've already seen 2 giant killings. So I felt a little safer going into this play, but I believe right here I unfortunately am about to get punished by a giant killing. My opponent's thinking it over right here. Taps the 3. Hits me with the giant killing right there. Very unfortunate, but on the bright side, it is taking 3 resources off of their curve right here. They'll go tap 4. They're going to play the Destiny itself. So, going to draw for turn. We have Wing now. It's huge for being able to close out the game, especially against this deck right here. Almost all of their stuff just dies. We're going to just go straight into shields right there. Shields is going to hit a Impulse Gundam, sending it to the trash. We're looking at the hand right here. Right now, kind of mulling it over. We need to, at this point, go for lethal. We've lost a Wing. We don't want to lose any more momentum. We have that to try and clap for game right here. We're going to swing life right here, putting my opponent down to 2 shields remaining. So, if my opponent decides to clear board, which they obviously will, we're presenting lethal right here. They're probably going to just swing the Destiny into one of these bodies, but the Lifriff is really great because it will not die, meaning that he cannot go for a super wide or clear. He's going to tap 1 to go for a Gamal right here. I think that's Gamal. It's the Zaf Breach base. He will be able to get breached, so that is good for him. He's still going to be able to put a little bit of pressure on me here, but with that, he's kind of putting himself really close to lethal. If I have another Link in hand, he's kind of cooked. My opponent's mulling it over. Hand's still looking healthy. We still got Wing 0. We still got Peace Million. Looking pretty decent. Opponent's going to think on the swing, turning the card sideways. I'm already prepped right here. You know Lifriff is blocking. He'll swing, try and take out my sword. We block right here. He'll breach me right there. And he hits an ale in my shields. So, His Destiny, no, not Destiny. His Force Impulse Gundam right there takes 2 damage. He cannot recur anything from trash, and if he has a Impulse into Sword, it's not going to do much of anything because it will just die. It will not have anything to pop, is the better thing. He can't pop anything. He'll drop another down. He'll tap 1. He's going to go for a Shin. This is not the best thing in the universe right here. He is swinging for 8 damage right here. He's going to take out my Wing Gundam, which means no breach for me, unfortunately. He'll die in the trade. He'll be able to get a unit back. That unit is going to be the Impulse Gundam right there. And with that, he'll pass. In hand, though, we draw a nice card. We draw the Freedom Gundam in here. I'm also on a little bit of that new wave right here. Card is very nice. Very much enjoying it in my wing list. Cut my Justices out to try and play those. Here we have a bit of a problem. We're going to swing. We're forced to bounce that to hand, but we do take the base right here. We're healthy on shields, though. There is very little possibility that I'm about to get OTK'd here. I will play the base down just because if he does drop something right here, like a Shin with the Impulse, it's not going to crack my base. I do want to see a card in hand to see if I could have just linked for game. Unfortunately, I could not, but with my standing resources, I was able to go blocker and blocker, playing out another token right here. I decided in this case, though, to go for the 2-4. Honestly, upon recollection, I don't know why I did the 2-4 instead of the 4-2, but putting that out. My opponent, I know he has Impulse in hand. I know he has Shin in hand. So maybe a possible misplay playing out the blocker, depending on how he sequences right here. But my thought was I can at least block the Impulse if he tries to go with the Shin right there. But who knows? He's going to tap 3, play that. He's going to probably go tap 2 right here. Yep, he plays 2. He's going to bottom deck it. Play out the Sword Gundam, Sword Impulse, whatever it is. He's going to tap 1. He has the Shin in hand, I believe. That is not good for me. He actually has Nico in hand. It is a coordinator. I had to double check right there. He takes that out in a trade right here. I only have 1 swing left. I believe he has 1 shield up. Unfortunately for him, we're going to go swing for shield. And we have enough resources right here to go 8 and the 9, Wing Gundam 0 for game.